What's up, guys? It's Tom and Joey coming at you again with our second episode of Runescape Chronicles. Tom here is doing a giveaway. I'll let you explain it a little bit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I do a weekly giveaway here, and usually on my homeworld 70, but we haven't. It's been tough getting people, as you've seen, Joe.
It's incredible.
I just don't understand why nobody wants to make some money.
I know, free money.
I just don't understand it.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
We do got some good stuff here, though. All right, so what I do is Fashionscape. It goes by who matches the best, who kind of just looks the best with their outfit. I guess I'm gonna include the pets too, because we got some nice stuff here. All right, and the winner, it's usually like an 8-mil thing. Winner gets 5, second place gets 3, third place gets 1, and I do give out some consolations. It's every week though, usually in 70, but like I said, we've had some trouble. So we are here in, what's it, 77 now. Yeah, so we're gonna do this, and I'm about to pick some winners right here, right quick. Go in order from first to third.
Drum roll, please.
We got some good people here.
I know.
All right.
They look pretty cool.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the chick. That whatever her name is, I don't even know.
That's
Elixir.
to me. Oh yeah, I get that. An untripped HP cave is that's pretty.
Hold on a second. Let's see what these guys stand. And yeah, so this person right here is about to get 5 mil. All right, now they got some good stuff. Second place, that guy looks pretty cool. I just like the black look with the Santa. This kid's gonna be getting so upset because
yeah, it was the
somebody took off.
It was the farming chick, the 126. They said it was staged because Elixir won. I'm trying to get Elixir to come on the podcast, but I think she's gonna think we're scamming or something. I don't know. Oh, look at this guy coming in. Oh, the quest cave. That's nice.
Yeah, too little too late
So
for the quest
who came in
cave.
third? I wasn't paying attention.
All right. I'm gonna have to give it to the Wizzy guy, I think. I'm gonna have to go Wiz. Yeah. Oh shit, he hopped worlds. Oh shit, he's making
Where
me
did he
feel
come
bad.
from?
I'll give you a
What was
consolation.
he in, 370 maybe?
Ooh, he had to have been. See, at least somebody followed.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. That's actually surprising. All right. That went a little bit better than I
feel
thought.
like, all things
Really
considering. Oh, this guy's hating on the black.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he just, because of the work he put in probably, but it's Fashionscape, I mean, it's not how much it costs, it just gotta looks amazing. So that was that little contest right there.
So yeah, guys, we try and host that weekly. We'll start doing that on Saturdays. So any of our viewers want to come out and check it out, let us know and just hop in line. And yeah, Tom will hook you up if you got some good Fashionscape.
Yeah, I'd love doing it, even though it burns my pockets, but it's definitely fun, man. I just like doing it.
It's good to give back to the community. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, and I do get some sick donations, though.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've gotten some really cool donations, like, yep, as the guy said, color coordination. Yep, boom, right there.
Like it. All right, so where do we want to begin with the pod today? What do you want to talk about first, my friend?
All right, now that that's over with, let's see here. Now we got people following me. All right, this is what I hate. So I'm gonna have to hop. You can stay there and see what he wants to do. I'm going.
All right.
All
Just
right,
invite
so
these.
I think since we were talking about this at one point, we always talked about trying to make an Iron Man now because we, it's just something different in the game, and I think we should probably bring up that because now more people are just playing Iron Man, and I feel like I'm being kind of left out not being an Iron Man.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. I definitely
And
feel you
I
on
don't.
that.
I know now we just got so many people fucking talking to us and shit. The concentration's gone.
Yeah,
But
no. So that kind of leads me into something I want to talk about, and we can talk about best and worst. What is your favorite update in the game that has come out, and what is your least favorite?
favorite update. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with what just was talking about, which is the Iron Man, because I think that's just a neat concept. Maybe not some of the extreme ones. Like I guess they have one where you can't even bank, right? I
Yeah,
don't think I
that's
can do that.
Ultimate Iron Man.
Yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous, but
Yeah,
they got a. It's just a neat aspect of the game, and I feel like if you could play that account and still hit the levels, it's just really fulfilling. I think it's just a neat aspect that you don't really see much in other games. So I thought that was cool.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And what is your least favorite? You would say?
Oh, least favorite Grand Exchange. I know
Really?
yeah, that's probably a debatable one, but I'm just more of the type of guy who likes the player-to-player interaction. Not
Right.
necessarily to put one over on somebody, but I feel like it's just more interaction. I don't really like where if it's just playing computers and stuff like that. I would be playing an Xbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I wanted to buy something from computers all the time and shit like that, because the point of playing games like this is to interact. And yeah, that's why I'm down with the GE, man. I was there back in the day for the Falador riots. Shit, I was there, man.
You were there. God, the Falador riots, man. They've been kicking forever.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right. So what about you, man? What would be your favorite and least favorite
Favorite
update?
update would probably be either when they got rid of the trade limit, just because it really brought me back to the game, and I feel like so many people took a break during that time.
Yeah.
And it was like revitalized, like I know my career and like other people's career. Like it brought Mike back. I'm pretty sure it brought you back. I don't really remember. It was during COD 5 days,
Yeah, that's
playtime.
what brought me back too.
Yeah, like it was just so dumb that everything, like you couldn't even like try and make money merching or anything like that. You were just bound by these rules, and like that's not the way the world works. Like it was just really didn't feel right.
Yeah.
It felt really slimy. I guess I don't know is the way I
Yeah,
would put
dude.
it.
It didn't make any sense. Like, how are you supposed to merge when the
Yeah,
trade limit is like 5K? Like, and then for certain things it would be like 10K, or like didn't you have to be like a certain level or something stupid for it to be like
the more
10K?
quest points you had,
Yeah,
um,
something stupid.
yep, yeah, exactly.
That just didn't make sense. It made it impossible to build up a pure and shit. Like,
Yeah, it was. I don't know. And then I would say that my least favorite would either be Evolution of Combat or
yeah,
the trade limit, which again you could say is a little cliche. Everyone says it, but to me, I
nah,
just feel like I mean that's what everyone hates, and for good reason, just because it
yeah.
changed the game so much.
I feel like it may only sound cliche just because it's true.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Because everybody quit because of those reasons, dude. I mean, yeah. It's a good thing most of them came back, but everybody did basically fucking quit. And the ones that didn't and just kept playing EOC, get rid of them anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't want you anyway.
God's truth, man. I mean, it's a very interesting dynamic to have two games and they run them both the way that they do. I like you don't.
Yeah,
It's so weird to me
it doesn't make
because
any
no
sense.
other game is really like that. So Um,
Yeah, I was just about I was trying to think of anything that would be, and
like
it's
WoW's trying to um, how the fuck? I'm trying to figure out how to hide my screen so I can do my bank pin, but it's not working. But um,
oh shit, that's a good idea because I forgot that. Oh wait, you're nope, doesn't bother me. It bothers you though.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, like WoW's coming out with private servers, and they would be that would be one like it, I guess. But it's just I don't know. It's just really weird that they're able to do that and do it so successfully. So I definitely think
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
yeah. People still do actually play RuneScape 3, don't they?
Yeah, it's pretty popular still. Like on the weekends, I see it up spikes up
Really?
to like 100K. Yeah,
Oh shit.
I think, or at least
Oh,
like 80K, as far as I know.
that's not that's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty neat.
All right. So what have you been what's your achievements this past week, Joe? What have you been doing?
This week hasn't been overly exciting. I got a few hunter levels just because I don't know, I need them for some quests. Eventually, I want to go for the quest cape. And I got full graceful finally.
Nice.
I'm
Nice,
nearly
dude.
77 agility, and I just got it. Like I
I
said in the
remember you
last one,
talking
man.
about
Yeah.
that the last time.
All I do is fish, and that's how I got it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's time to get it. And before I ask you what you accomplished this week, we've been working on Pures, and
Yep.
with the launch of the free-to-play world where PvP is everywhere, which we think is a really good idea. It's always
Yeah,
good to give back
definitely.
to the free-to-play players, just because. I mean, it's obviously Jagex wants money from people, but like, you need an influx of players coming in who are
Yeah,
willing to play. So if you give them more incentives, more cool things, they see the game, they're like, okay, this is cool. Like, I will now invest in your game. If you just have to simply invest to get all the cool
yeah,
features,
then
why would
no
you
one's
play?
gonna want to play. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and you have to have the free to play because then it can bring it back. It can just bring so many people back too.
yeah,
Like just you get the option for new people who've never played old school before, and then they can play it and they'll be like, "What the hell is this?" And then you can explain to them like, "This wasn't even around like 3 years ago." Like, you know what I mean?
right.
Like they got rid of this, and the other game is what this used to be. Like it's just kind of funny, but. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with that because right now, like, there's a decent amount of free to play worlds, but they just seem infested with bots and stuff, honestly, and like I don't know, like if I started up, yeah, because Tom's is Tom's is pay to play right now. Mine is still free, and I've been trying to level, and like it's very obvious when you play this game for a while when people are botting, because obviously it's not human like, but and like you can tell they're just using crappy bots, like they're only attacking goblins and like stuff like that. So like it's very very obvious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like like a level 50 training on goblins. You would never do that. Like I have trouble believing that you could get to that level. It's definitely possible, but I mean that's just someone who's botting and is just letting it run and is like, screw it, I don't care about this account. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of it was, yeah, it was, yeah, like oh. Yeah, we have not PK'd in a while. I can tell you that much. Yeah, but it's something good to get in. I would get back into, I would say. So yeah, you don't lose anything. Yeah, Yeah, the toxicity in those worlds is unreal. I was telling the Tom, I was at work and I was just looting because eventually, like, we want to make other videos and we want to branch off into that. And I was like, well, maybe if you're new to the game, how do you make money? It can be tough, looting in a free to play world. And I'm just, watching the fights, picking up any arrows and stuff. And the things that people say to each other is unreal. I'm not surprised, like, that's how it's always been. But when they bring it back and you have this influx of players, like, the shit that people say to each other, it's funny. It's like a little sad sometimes. Like, the classic is, oh, you're safing, you're not safing. I actually had a mage peer and was trying to fight on it, and my biggest problem was no one would deathmatch, and you can't really KO when you're pure mage at a low level. And for me, it's not fun to sit there and waste all these runes, and then the guy's like, oh, I'm out of food, good fight, run away. Like, no, man, like, let's finish it. Like, you know, yeah, and I've always, like, people do that a lot. They just run, like, they'll even in the bounty hunter worlds, they'll just kind of, fight and then they teleport. Or like, I wish there were worlds where you couldn't do that, where if you engage in a fight, you would have to fight it to the death. Like, like, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool, personally. It is, but like, the stake is your gear. I don't know. No, right, right. Yeah, right. Yep. Right. Yeah, and you didn't really have the KO potential to. Right. And it's really unrewarding to sit there and fight with somebody, and if you die, it sucks to lose your stuff, but at least you're like, all right, I got bested, now I'm gonna have to rebuild, or I'll just and then hopefully get the next guy. But to just it just seems um like when I watch streamers, yeah, like I was telling you, when I was watching streamers, which is something else that we'll get into, you know they would do bank fights on seasonal dead man, and it was just never ending because you can just run the bank, get food, boom, you're never gonna die. And it's like, this is like, it can't be entertaining for the person doing the fight, and it's definitely not entertaining to watch. So I just, like, what's the point? Yeah, that's what you're hoping for. It's silly. Yeah, right. Like, and yeah, it just that most, someone said this recently, and I want your take on this too, actually. But all right, so would you say that most of the people playing old school RuneScape are older people? Because I saw in game this guy said at the GE, and I thought it was interesting, and I almost kind of agree with him. He was like, most people in the game are older people, because if you're a kid today and you came back and you look at what RuneScape 3 looks like, and then you look at what this game looks like, why would you ever pick this game unless you had a friend tell you about it? Like, if you just came in with a blank slate, I feel like it'd be really tough for a kid who's going to see all, like, maybe the glamour of RS3 and then might want to go with that game. You know what I'm saying? What is your take on that? Right. Really? Right. Right. It's tough until someone actually gets into it and plays it, because yeah, right. Anyone can pick it up and suck, but right. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Yeah, I do feel like the player base is older, which is a lot. It's weird because RuneScape I felt like was always kind of geared towards younger people. When you were like when we first got into it, I didn't really feel like it was a game for older people, but now it's like the nostalgia factor of this game is what keeps people kicking around, and that's why the player base is tends to be a little bit older. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was probably honestly, if anything, a little bit younger. Yeah, I feel like it was definitely. I want to say it was younger, just because. I mean, it's tough to say. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say one way or another, because who the hell am I? But I feel like it just seemed like younger kids were playing. Like, you could just tell by the interactions you're having with people. Like, I feel like people our age, like I'm like for a friendly reminder, I'm 23, Tom is 25. No one is going to like. I don't need to flaunt my age in this game. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if someone thinks I'm a kid, whatever. Like, it doesn't have any relevance to me. You know what I mean? But like when you're 13, like on Xbox, and someone's like, "Oh, you're a kid," like you take offense to that, and like you're like, "No, I'm 25," blah blah blah. When you're lying, like yeah, exactly. Like it was always that thing. Like when I was playing Halo 2, like people wouldn't tell me things like, "Oh, you're too young," and I'd be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Like I'm 16. And I was like 10 years old playing that game. Like playing with older people, and you could tell like you get into a fight because you attack a mob before somebody else, and then they're like, oh, fuck you, and you're like, you're a kid, and like I'm 27, and it doesn't. If you really think about it, looking back, like all those times you said we're older, it just made us look worse for our behavior in the game. You know what I mean? Like an older person would act like that. Like it's kind of it's weird. Yeah, it's definitely like weird, but it's just one of those things, I guess. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like people are just so cynical now because, like you said, the YouTube thing, right? So, like, inherently, there's always that scam where people are like, "Oh, go look me up on YouTube and you get 20 million." So I think that's where that skepticism, I guess you could say, came from. But it's I don't know. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're just saying like at the G, just stand across from me. I can't hack your account. Speaking of this is really funny. I'm doing a task right now, and I know I'm not doing it efficiently. For for anyone who cares about playing efficiently. Uh, these people are arguing about who crashed who, and the guy's like, she crashed me, and she's like, he crashed me. I don't know. I just think it's funny, like with what we're talking about, and then the first thing I see when I log in is that. But right. I would say it's all kind of a blur, but like I was telling you, when I was training my pure, I was splashing at work, and I wasn't standing in like necessarily the most efficient spot to stand in, and like you could come and open up the door and crash me, and it's in free to play. So I know there's not a lot of worlds, but I'm doing it at in Varrock where the person, it's the Zamorak robe, not robe, sorry, mage that's behind the cage, so I can't get hit because I was such a low level. And I'm just trying. I'm like at work and just trying to relax and play whatever, and the guy just opens the door, and I'm like, dude, really? Like, you couldn't just find another world or a different spot? Because he was a higher level than I was. And he's like, and I was just like, dude, you're not a good guy. That's all I said. He's like, yes, I am. And he's like going back and forth with me. I'm like, I'm not really arguing with the guy. I'm just like, well, then give me the spot back if you're a good guy. And he's like, no. And I'm like, then you're not. You know what I mean? Like, why? I get that most scenarios, right? You come first in a game like this. Like, I don't play this game for anyone else. I play this game for myself. But at the same time, you shouldn't go out of your way to like make somebody's day worse so that you can succeed a little bit more. Like, that's just, it's stupid to me. Unless you like, it's the difference between like you can make or lose 1,000,000 gold or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you get this kill, you get 1,000,000 gold. Then I would understand, more power to you. But it's just me splashing on something. Like, just have the common courtesy to be like, all right, dude, like, you were here. I'll find another world. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I already know it's coming, actually. This is the worst. There is nothing worse than, I completely forgot about that. People act like that makes it better, and I'm like, dude, I don't feel like it does. It's like such a slap in the face. Like, you're just, because rock crabs are like, they're definitely like a good place to train. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they're kind of like a newbier place to train in some respects. Like, you kind of, and that was definitely one of the first places I went. It was just like, oh, dude, I'm awesome. You know what I mean? And then like some guy comes and it's just ruining your life with a cannon, and you're like, oh, now I gotta find another world. And it would always be so hard to find a spot with two rock crabs, and you're like feeling like you're on top of the world. You got two rock crabs. You're going hard. You don't have school tomorrow. No, you do have school tomorrow, and some guy came with a fucking cannon, and your day's ruined, and you're pissed, and you can't find another world. But I would say, I'll ask you this too. What do you think was worse? When someone would come with a cannon, or someone would like come up and just attack your rock crabs because they wanted your spot because you had two? I think that was worse. At least with the cannon, like, whatever. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, why? You don't benefit from this. That's the thing, because it's like, it hurts you, obviously, but it hurts them because inherently you're not getting full XP. Like, it's not efficient for either person. Like, I get wanting the spot, but it's not. It doesn't come out to be like a net positive. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Actually, that is a very good way to put it. Yeah, that God, that really irked me. I always hated that. And that's just the notorious spot for it too. Like if I had to say one place where I can almost be sure I'm gonna get crashed, it was there. It's just gonna happen again inevitably, but yeah, just veered off. Yeah, full graceful. Got some hunter levels, and I got 88 attack right before we did this because I was had some more time to play this weekend, and then obviously our free to play guys that we've been working on. What level did you get up to? So because I think by next week we'll be able to PK here on the podcast while we're playing, which hopefully some people will look forward to seeing, as long as we're not too bad. But then people can laugh at us because we die, so it's a win-win. Nice. Yeah, take your time. Yeah, me and Tom made duo names, and it was so hard because it was saying that the names that we were coming up with were not taken, but then you'd actually it was taken. So Jagex, I know you're not listening, but I wish you were listening so I could say fix whatever that is, because imagine you're a new player and you see a name and you're like, oh, I want this to be my name, and you try and sign into the website and it's telling you that it's not taken, but it won't let you sign in, and you can never create an account. Why would you? What would the incentive be to ever play that game? There would be none, because it just keeps failing. Yeah, yeah, like exactly, like yeah, and like there's only so much of an urge someone would have to play, and that could easily subside it. You could not want to play anymore because, like, I went to work. I was at work. I tried to make the account, and I went out to lunch, and I came back. I tried a different browser because you suggested that, and it wouldn't work for either of us. So I thought to Google it, right? But someone else might not care enough to Google it. Someone else might not know to Google it, what to Google. Like, so I don't know. Yeah, like if it's a kid, especially, like they're not gonna have the wherewithal to do that. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, so our plan is we don't want our HP to be too high, but we didn't really want a cannon right away, which, because it's always a balance making a new account. So we're probably gonna do waterfall quest. Our goal was 50 range, and then we did the good old combat calc. So if anyone you ever want to calculate what your combat level would be, you just Google in combat calc old school RuneScape, and then you can look it up and type in whatever combination of levels that you want, and you can see what level you'd be. It's pretty intuitive. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's definitely something I would recommend if you're ever thinking about starting a pure, or anything like that, or even you're just curious what you need to level up. Yeah, it is really cool, and that's one thing I'll say. I, as being like coming from a WoW background, because I played WoW a lot, and I've always played this game too. I've always thought it's really cool how like you always have the ability to range, melee, or use mage is the one I didn't say. I couldn't think of it. But I really think that's one thing I've always thought was cool. You're not limited. Like in most other games, you're kind of, it's one or the other. Yep. But this, you can do all of them. And they all have their strengths and weaknesses, especially against certain enemies, which I've always thought was a really cool thing. And like tribe raiding and stuff like that. Well, I hope I have an answer, bud. What skill would I improve? All right. Well, first I'm gonna say I would thought that fire making was pretty dull, but I've always loved the cape. But like, why would I sit there and just burn logs, inherently lose gold, or take the less expensive route and burn, I don't know, 300,000 willow logs? Like, I don't have the patience for that. Like, I don't. The cape is cool, but I'll never max in this game, so there was never an incentive for me to do that, no matter how cool I thought the cape was. Like as a kid, I would try and go for it, but I would just, it was so tedious to me. But then they came out with Wintertod, and I actually enjoy playing that. I haven't really gotten around to playing it. That's what I'll do inevitably, but it's a lot of fun. So that was something that they did that I thought was cool. I understand, like, I would realistically, I personally can sympathize somebody who did go through getting 99, just burning logs, and they came out with this new way that's way better, and you're just like, what the fuck? But at the same time, it's just one of those things where, like, updates are inevitable or the game dies. And yeah, exactly. Like, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. You can say you got it. One thing I would say that would be cool would, this is, sorry to gear off. I think there should be a way, I don't know if there is or isn't, and you can correct me if there is. I think there should be a way to, like, tell people when you got your 99, right? Like, I think that'd be cool to be like, I got my 99 in this state. Because, like, it's weird because, like, we all play this game somewhat to show off our dick. Like, I wear my fishing cape because I think it's cool. But I've had my fishing cape since, I think, 2014, right? Now all these people have their fishing cape. But, like, I feel like mine's better, with air quotes, because I got mine before you and there might have been less efficient methods. So, in my opinion, I would love to be able to say in chat, like, I got my 99 on this date. It's just, that's going to be like EP Wars. Yeah, right? Where you're like, I'm cooler than you. No, there would inherently be arguments. But I think that'd be awesome, personally. I'm not sure how they could do it because, like, you couldn't put it on a cape or something. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. We'll have to post her on Reddit, dude. Yeah, I feel like that's something that's missing. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things that would be really cool. But a skill that I say needs, I would say rune crafting, but it's just, I wouldn't do it anyway, so I'm not gonna kid myself. Let me think. Well, I'm just going through them really quick. Um, Mining, they have the AFK mother load now, so. All right, let me ask you, what would you do first, since I'm going through the list here? Okay. Okay. Oh, like in Oblivion. Really? Damn, dude. Shot to the heart. Ha! It's fair. No, I would say I see what you're saying. Like it's just kind of very linear, and you just kind of end up at the fishing guild, or you go to barbs and you fish that way. So I can see what you're saying. I know they came out with a different way to fish sharks. I've never actually done it because I was already 99 at that point, and I don't know. I'm not gonna. There's other ways to make gold and level up my account in ways that I think is more beneficial. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think that'd be a terrible idea at all. And that's coming from somebody who loves fishing. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That'd be a pretty sick mini game or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good take. All right. Now that I've listened to yours, I got mine. All right. I think, and I know it's supply and demand and stuff, but it would just be if there's a way to do it, even if it's at the higher levels, and maybe it is now. I'm not that high of a level. Like, I think something like herblore should be you should make gold off of it as opposed to lose gold off of it. Like that'd be a skill I'd love to train, but why am I going to train it to lose gold? Yes, I can. I for raids, like when I get into that, I'll need a higher level, so I'll do it for that, and then you can say, oh well, there's your profit. But at the same point, I feel like at some point, like you should be making gold off of that skill. Not a lot of people have high levels in that skill, so I just even crafting like at the higher end methods don't really make you gold. Like I said, I understand the theory behind supply and demand, but when there wasn't the GE, like you were talking about earlier, um, no GE, those skills are profitable because yeah. So I think they should try and find a way to make that profitable. I think that'd be a good thing. Yeah, yeah. It's just an opportunity lost. Like yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be yeah. There's no yeah. I guess inherently you could just come out with a potion that's requires level 90 and the herb. I feel like because they drop in such like high demand, I guess if you just find a way to limit it, like a boss shouldn't drop that specific one. So like if you buy it, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, exactly. There should be like, there's got to be a way where you can like farm, like not like legitimately like farming, but or even just farming, but it only comes from farming, right? So, and that's why you can sell the herb, but you would inherently be missing out on gold as opposed to I farm, I sell it. If I make it, I lose gold. Yeah, Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Right. That'd be yeah, that'd be really cool. Cause like in WoW, like certain things like patterns drop, right? So if you had to farm a boss to like unlock, that Fashionscape item, that would be kind of cool. I don't know if that would ever work in WoW or RuneScape. I don't know why it wouldn't. Like, because then it'd be more rare. You know what I mean? And that's how you keep something profitable. If you gate it behind something that requires time, a little bit of skill, and not everyone's going to be willing to do it. And not everyone's going to have the crafting level. So, yeah, right. Those are the slow and tedious, and if you really want to get into the math behind the ideology behind that, you're actually losing gold by making gold, as dumb as that sounds, because the time that you spend doing that, you could farm something that gets you, yeah, exactly, that is a net profit. Yeah, should, yeah, without a doubt, if you have high level. And oh yeah, smithing doesn't make any gold. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that really goes with the G and stuff. It's kind of weird. I just hit 78 Slayer here. Drop that little tidbit in there. Thank you. Are you? It's a fucking race. It's a race, even though you're not doing it. So yeah, and we got sidetracked again. I never asked you, what did you accomplish this week, buddy? Yeah, I want to say you're around 78, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I had to. Yep. I'll be joining you eventually on that grind, but by then you'll probably already be 99 and I'll be upset. But as is life. Right. Yeah, which is yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, some skills are like rune crafting. I mean, ugh, unless you're doing it, lavas and stuff. It's just we hate that skill on this podcast. That's what it comes down to, boys and girls. Unless you'll give us some levels, then we can talk. Then we're good friends. But yeah, yeah, you're not wrong with that, dude. All right, favorite quest. That is a good question. Uh, I want to say my favorite quest is probably. Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking of the name of it. I was scrolling through. Lost City, I think it is, because that was like the one where you felt like you made it, and I'm like, dude, I can use a dragon sword, like I can use a DDS, like I'm so awesome, even though I'm really not. But I was like, this is so cool. Like I no longer have to use rune. Like that's not my limitation, and I can train for 60 attack, and the first thing I did is I did that quest when I became a member. Well, not the first thing. I became a member at level 5, and I was lost and I had no idea what I was doing. But then eventually, once I figured it out and was like a serious member, the second time, I was like, I want this dragon sword. And I think that is one great thing about RuneScape, and it's kind of harder at an older age, and it's just inherent with video games in general, is you learn things and you can't unlearn something, right? So as a kid, I'm playing this game and I am willing to grind endlessly and not do my homework because I want to equip this dragon sword for the first time. And nothing can surpass that feeling as a kid. Keyword as a kid, keyword as a kid. There are other things in life that are better. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. Yeah. I finally did it. Like, exactly. Yeah. Like, it doesn't even matter because, like, you still have, like, 30 strength and you suck. But, like, you feel like you're on top of the world. It's like in Halo 2 when you first got your 25 and you got that new symbol. I felt on top of the world. And when I lost it, dude. And I was, like, in the shower. And I'm like, all right, what if I call Bungie? I'm not even kidding. I was like, what if I call Bungie and, like, tell them I can help them stop hackers? And, like, I'm just a kid in the shower because, like, I seriously hated that I lost my 25. Like, well, it was so hard to get back because I was just playing with randoms at that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to do this again. I just killed myself to get to 25. I probably got carried by good people anyways, and that's how I got it in the first place. Not that I was a bad player when I was that young, but, like, it was Team Slayer. It was Team Slayer. So that was, like, I mean, we played together and stuff, but, like, that was, like, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, if you guys weren't on, I'd play by myself and lose my 25 and then, like, have to wait until you guys are on. Like, it was tough. But sometimes you just got that itch. You're like, screw it, I'm going to go play. Like, I got my first 34 by just saying, screw it, I'm going to go play. And I found this one kid, and he was really good. And we played together. And he loved me for some reason, even though I'd go, like, +1 every game. And he would just always play with me. And he was nasty. I'm like, all right, dude, I'll do it. And I got my 34. We lost the game. And he wanted to keep going. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not losing this. I don't know what you're thinking. But anyways, sorry to get sidetracked again. What would you say is your favorite quest and why? Really? Right. Yeah, which makes it a lot better. Yep. Yep. Right. Yeah, right. The never ending grind. Yeah. No, dude, I like it. I like it's just one of those things where I feel like not to get out on another tangent, but like games have gotten a lot easier over time, or at least it feels like it. And there was like that high level of satisfaction from accomplishing something like that, where you're younger, you're not using anything, and like when you're finally done, you're like, damn, dude, like I'm pretty good at this. Even if you are or aren't, like you have that sense of satisfaction, and no one can take that from you because you completed the quest. Like no matter what anyone says, like, and it wasn't handed to you. Like a lot of stuff happens to me in games today. So Yeah, dude. I don't know when they did that, but they did do that.
Let's just leave it right now. All right. Yeah. One of just your thought. How you were saying before, like how you were playing Halo and you got the change, like how it goes from numbers to like
Yep.
yeah. What would be that moment for you in RuneScape?
I would say getting probably from black to myth maybe, and then getting my first rune set because like and like we talked about on last episode, like that's the thing that I think is awesome about RuneScape is like it ties in with Halo. Like you see, as long as you have the gold, obviously, like you reap the rewards. Like okay, I just unlocked this bracket of weapons or items, and now like I feel cooler. Like I go from bronze to steel, and so on. And it's just really your progress was right in front of you. It was always right in front of you. You always knew what you were working towards. It wasn't just like RuneScape is a grind, but like there's always something to grind for. You're not just mindlessly grinding. Like
That'd be crazy if they didn't have any like 99 kills.
exactly. Like then what would you do it for? Yeah.
You remember that just
Yeah. Exactly.
have these things in it because I didn't get bothered getting a 99 until they came out with the skill caves.
Exactly. Like that's what I think is really a great feature of the game. Like
Yeah, for sure.
even now when I never had bandos back in the day in an old school RuneScape, like I was a Zerker, as you know, for like the entirety of my account. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wasn't really PKing, and I was like, I mean, I have a shit ton of gold. Well, relatively, I would say a good amount of gold, and I was like, fuck it, I want to rock bandos. So I leveled up to 65, and I just put in the work one day, got 20 levels, which isn't a lot from 45 to 65, especially with 99 strength. But like, yeah, it was just really like one of those things where I was like, this is awesome, and I that's one thing that I've always really liked about the game is that fact that you put in work, you get it out, you see it. Like you're never gonna put in work and not really see directly what the result of your labor is. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, for, I mean, for as much as a game, like for as much as I mean, just speaking for myself, I kind of it's like a love hate relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as you hate the content creators for all the shit they've done, you still play the game.
Right. Yeah. They know what to do to keep you around. Like from that perspective, like you can hate on Jagex, but they've done a lot of good for all the bad that they've also done. So
So, seeing all these irons in here, do you think you would ever be one? Like, do you think you could beat the ones that are like the ultimate Iron Mans, like the ones without the fangs, and the ones where there's another one too, right?
where if you die once, then yeah, I could see myself doing that because then you go down to just a regular Iron Man and you don't lose your progress. The one without a bank, I don't see the point in doing, and I'm not taking it like. Don't get me wrong. If anyone plays like that and is successful, like I respect the hell out of you. But for me personally, I just wouldn't see the fun in not being able to bank. Like that just seems like such a pain in the butt. Like
Yeah.
you know what? Like I get the point is to add like a challenge factor, but to me that's just a time gating kind of mechanic where like you can't bank, so you can't drop certain things. Like you have to go farm this. It's like it's just putting in more time.
Everything is like
Yeah,
you have to even just grinding, you have to trade in
exactly.
multiple
So for
factions.
me, it's like an Iron Man is already difficult enough where I would feel the sense of satisfaction from accomplishing things because I know I'm doing it all on my own. I don't need to, on top of that, put the stipulation that I can't bank. Like, I personally don't see the joy or fun in that. But I understand that, if someone's super hardcore and is like, you know what, screw it. Like, I want the additional sense of satisfaction. Like, I think I'm good enough at this game where I can do that it just another level. Like I wouldn't want to even an Iron Man. Like I haven't really started one yet just because one thing I've seen is like I think it'd be cool because you experience things in the games that you haven't done because you have to be completely self-sufficient, but like at the same time I know there'd be times where I'm like, dude, I just want to trade myself something or like
No, that's what I was thinking too, because there's always that one moment where you're like, oh, I just need this,
exactly.
and then fuck, you got anything. That's funny too. I mean, but that's just gonna be becoming like a huge Fashionscape thing. You
Right,
see it,
so you'd be doing
just like
fucking treasure trails for days, dude. The
that's what I was just
blue
thinking. Like
scrolls, sorry. Yep.
my drop rates are terrible.
Are they?
Yeah, dude, I don't hit anything like at all. I got lucky. I got Rockle at 97.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
97
Yeah,
mine.
that's not. I would say that's probably bad RNG. It's definitely not good RNG. You know.
Yeah,
So
it's not.
let me ask you this, and then we'll save it all for the next time, so we don't go too long. All right?
Yeah,
Are you ready? What would your thoughts be on group questing? So you can do a quest with one other person. Good for the game or bad for the game, and why?
little hesitant. I feel like there'd have to be a stipulation in that.
Where like, all right, so say
They would have to. Both players would have to comply, right? Both of
yes.
your party. All right, yeah, then completely makes sense.
Now, one thing I just thought of: would you inherently have to double the boss's health, or would you want to see it stay the same?
Double.
Yeah, I think if you could do that,
I would even triple it.
really.
Yeah. Because dude, I mean, all right. Yeah, man. Have some fun. Most of the bosses in this game are actually really easy after you learn. I mean, unless they've gotten harder. I haven't tried any of the newest ones.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking about maybe the past year and a half. So I'm not sure if any have came out in that time.
I know that like a new one, like for gargoyles, like I got the key, but I didn't do it just because I haven't done it and I haven't looked it up, so I'm not gonna go in there and die. But I know there are some new bosses. Yeah.
Especially
Yeah. Exactly.
right? So I would, yeah, I would be on that bitch trying to get strength on that bitch.
Yeah.
But you can have as
Really
many.
soup it up.
Yeah, I feel like I would, whatever, however many people are in your party for the quest, up whatever the power of the boss is times 25.
Okay. I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
So it adds up, but it's not like exponentially where it's
Right.
you're all gonna die. You know. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. Actually, was that another one of yours or what?
Yeah, that was another idea I had when we were talking about questing. I just feel like sometimes part of the questing is like you're just yeah you're running by yourself and it can be kind of aimless. Like a lot of the games, obviously you're playing by yourself, but at the same token, I think I've always felt like it's an MMORPG, and a big reason why people play these games is for the social interaction. Like
Yeah.
whether people want to believe that or not, that is a really big part of the
Would
game.
it be hard for the developers to change that up?
I'm sure it would, but I mean that's what you get paid for, right?
Yeah, I was
So
gonna keep that in mind actually. Now that you're kind of mentioning it,
you would just have to put I don't know
I feel like only one person would have to talk to the NPC, right?
yeah it's just like it'd be like a group in WoW or any other game where there's a group
Yeah.
so
Why they wouldn't do that? I don't know. I'd be surprised if that hasn't been mentioned, right?
I don't know I'd have to that's one of those things we'd have to check
Yeah, I can't remember seeing.
yeah I don't either so we'll have to suggest both of these ideas I guess
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, dude, definitely. Those are great ideas.
yeah you know I will bud I appreciate that
Yeah, dude, the first one's really lit. I would love to fucking go without my magic, bro.
yeah right like that's what it is right you have a cape for just to show off that's like literally what you have the cape for you don't have it because it's like even when they make the skill capes better but I would never use like my strength cape over my fire cape right so like it's purely cosmetic so it should go that extra mile to be like yeah I got it on so and so date because I'm only wearing this because I want people to think I'm cool or I'm yeah so
Understandable. That's why I love my shit. Fuck. That's why I love Fashionscape.
exactly dude it's awesome
Show off my magic items, look badass.
yeah
That's what I do.
exactly dude right that's what I'm saying. All right, man. Do you have any concluding thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, there's one more question I got for you, Joe.
All right, dude. Let it rip.
Favorite streamer?
He's actually going to be coming on, which I'm pretty excited about. I don't know when he'll have time, but I reached out to him on Twitter, and this is why he's my favorite streamer. And his name, for anyone who wants to know, is Alfie Rules. He is he's all right. So I was watching Bodhi one day during the first Dead Man season, and Alfie, he hosted Alfie, and normally when someone hosts somebody, I don't watch them because I'm just like, whatever. But I was like, all right, I'll give this guy a chance, whatever. And so I give him a chance, and he was just really entertaining, I thought, and he was a really cool guy to listen to, and he's really interactive, and he's so genuine. Like, he even will subscribe other people to his channel with his own money, and some people think that he's being doing it for his own gain. So they subscribe. Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. But he's really just doing it because he is someone who I feel like gets it and understands that he isn't anything without his viewers. Like on my birthday, as a joke, I was like, oh, I got all this money to donate you now. And he had everyone say happy birthday in the chat to me. And he's like, if you donate any money, I'm going to refund you. Like, how many streamers would do that? Yeah, he literally said, if you donate at all, I'm refunding it. And I believed him. I knew that he was genuine about that, so I thought that was really cool. So that's why he's my favorite. And his reactions are funny. If he dies, if you look him up on YouTube, his reactions are absolutely hilarious. So I just think he's a good guy. He's a guy I'd want to chill with in real life, and I think that's exactly. Yeah, man. Who's your favorite? Oh, that's a throwback. Yeah. Didn't he get banned or something? Or, yeah. Right. Really? Yeah, he is. He works for the team now. Yeah. Yeah, you're not lying about that at all. Yeah, that is awesome. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. I'd love it. Yeah. He said on Twitter he's gonna come, so I'm hoping that he has some free time. Obviously he's very busy, and so yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine that you're not. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us ramble and go off on tangents. We hope you enjoyed. We will be posting this everywhere we can. If you could subscribe, and share our YouTube video, that'd be really helpful. We'll post it on Reddit too, so if you guys could upvote that, it'd be awesome. And that's something we'd really appreciate. And as always, in game, my name is Sinsteria. And Tom, what is your in-game name? And that is the CC that you should join if you ever want to come hang out with us or shoot the shit, anything. Yeah, we're always in there. Yeah, we love to have you guys in there. It's cool to talk to people and just get different perspectives and stuff. So, all right, man. Well, take it easy, everybody. wherever you may be.